can go.
So this whole concept starts with a guy named Earl, electro-adaptive reactive lacing. So basically what this refers to, of course none other than the sneaker god Tinker Hatfield came up with this particular type of lacing system. So the shoe that you see that he's holding is the Nike Hyper Adapt 1.0. So this particular shoe came out in 2016 and it basically had its own lacing system that allowed for the wearer to put the shoe on and it would lace itself automatically and adjust to your feet, adjust to how you're walking, whether you're sitting down, it would loosen up, etc. So the whole point of this is to react to how you're wearing the shoe and what you're doing while you're wearing the shoe. So the one thing to kind of keep in mind is this particular invention also had its inception occur in the movie Back to the Future 2. So let's take a look at where that came from.
Our laces, all right.
So yeah, that's right. It's pretty dope to see this actual pair of shoes come to fruition. This was also designed by Tinker Hatfield. So it actually initially, that movie came out in 1989 and it's a fan favorite for me. Came out on my birthday. I remember going to the movie theater with my dad, so it was a lot of nostalgia there. But outside of that, the other cool part about this is in the movie there was a specific date, October the 21st, 2015. That was actually when the movie was a taking, occurrence. But they actually blessed Michael J. Fox with his own particular pair that was fully active, fully lacing. And so that's where the whole Earl Adapt vibe came from. And so we transitioned to 2021 where technology is continually growing, and you take look at a pair of the Huaraches, the OG Huaraches, which Tinker Hatfield also designed. So you look at that shoe as a classic silhouette and say, what more can we do with it? Oh, the relative school of thought for me is obviously Make 'em Golf is about shoes that I would love to see made into a golf shoe. It's like, why don't we combine this adapt feature into a Nike golf silhouette? Enter the chat, the Nike Huarache Adapt, which initially saw a release back in, I believe it was back in 2019. So I would love to see this same intuitiveness of this particular shoe, the same way that it adjusts. It's specifically made for training and running, but I'd love to see it outkitted and sold with the abilities to adjust for golf outing as well. So when we think of an adaptive, intuitive sneaker for golf, we have to think of a couple things. We have to think of how cool would it be? You're on the tee box and you swing and it's automatically tightened the way it's supposed to be. But when you walk back to the golf cart or any situation where you're relaxing, the laces automatically loosen up to kind of give you that more comfortable feeling. But the shoe is intuitive enough to know what you're doing on the course, whether you're putting, whether you're hitting from the fairway, whether you're hitting from the tee box. They would all have counterintuitive methods via either your phone or the Apple Watch to kind of know where you are with the game and what you're adjusting to play wise. So the other aspect of the shoe that you really have to take in consideration when you're building a golf iteration is the outsole. How can we kit the outsole to where it will cosmetically still look good, but also not really cause too much compromise in the aesthetics of the sneaker? So one of the things that I really looked at with this shoe is I loved how the outsole is just this nice, it's got its rigid areas, but it's very organic and it doesn't feel really strategically placed as far as just how it looks. Now it is strategically placed on actually the physical aspects of it, but one of the soles that really stuck out to me that would work really well was the Nike Air Zoom 90 Zit. That particular shoe, I've always been a fan of this sole. As you can see, it's got the ridges, still very organic, and it kind of just gives you a vibe that it's just comfortable, but it also will give you, even though it's spikeless, it still has that grip, and that's the most important thing for a lot of golf heads out there. So after kind of playing with the colors and playing with the different variations of the outsole, I was able to kind of really put things together and mesh them well to where it looked organically sound with the aesthetic of the shoe, but it also looked like from a performance standpoint, it would actually be extremely helpful out there on the greens, on the fairway, on the putting green. So that was extremely important to me, and I was really happy, y'all. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So let's take a look.
And here we go.
As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about this particular episode, and be on the lookout for some more episodes dropping later this week. Have a good one. Later.